Welcome, everyone. Let me turn this down just a little bit. So over the weekend, I was able to go to Zoolumination. Yeah. So you've been? Has anybody else been?
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's been. I guess they've done it for the last like 5 or so years.
Now, this is the first time it's back in several years.
Oh, it is. Okay, so they don't do it annually. Okay. Well, I haven't been to the zoo since my child was smaller, and Rob had heard about it and he bought us tickets to go. And I was kind of on the fence, actually. I was kind of like, But anyway, I'm glad I went. It was fantastic. It was so beautiful. You don't see a lot of the animals because it's in the evening and it is a little crowded, but it's stunning. It's really, really stunning. It's basically, what would you call it?
Like part of it's kind of like Chinese mythology themed.
It's got a lot of Chinese culture to it. So there's big dragons that are lit up and winged tigers and flamingos, and it's like there's one kind of like bizarre area that looks very Asian, and anyway, it's cool. And usually once a year during this season, I'll go and see lights somewhere, whether it's Opulent Hotel or whether it's, just driving through neighborhoods or going to Cheekwood to see the lights. Cheekwood can be a little expensive. So anyway, we decided to do the Zoolumination this year, and it was worth it. And it met my expectations, beyond my expectations, actually. So that's actually the inspiration for today's practice, because illumination is about shining light, right? And we talk about this a lot in yoga, like how are we illuminating ourselves from the inside out? How are we emitting and shining our light to the world? Whether it's just with a smile, or whether it's acts of kindness, or through practicing compassion. These are certain ways that we can do it. But what I want to bring to your attention is the last few years, and even 2020, I don't know, I feel like 2022 was harder than 2021 and harder than 2020. There was a lot of good highlight moments. It wasn't all bad. It's just been hard. It's been confusing. There's been more chaos, more uncertainty. And I just want you to realize this, because we are going through a tremendous paradigm shift. We are going through an immense amount of change right now. I tend to side and go with the spiritual narrative of things, that more light is coming to the planet. Hey, we literally, the earth just went through this photon belt in the universe, and that was sending light to this planet. There are tons of solar flares hitting the planet, more so than in the past. So when you have more light, there's going to be more illumination. Now, with that being said, I want you to think about the quote, one single candle can light up the room of darkness. Think about it. When you get up in the middle of the night, you have to go to the bathroom, and there's no night light or anything. I mean, you're like, you can't see. You can't see in front of you, even though you know where your furniture is placed, even though you know the door is like so many feet off to the right, you could be bumping into things. But if you just light one candle, boom, you see the design of the room, you see where the furniture's at, you see where the doors are at. Like, you can't see so clearly as if all the overhead lights were on, but you can see. My point in bringing this up is there's more light coming, and we've been inundated in darkness. The paradigm shift is we're moving out of the dark and more to the light. So all the ugly stuff that we're seeing right now is because it's being illuminated. The light's being turned on. We have to see it. We have to acknowledge it. And astrology has been saying this since 2020, like more truths are coming out, more. And I know right now there's a lot of misinformation and you don't really know what source to trust because there's so much coming at us. But think about how bombarded we are right now with all of this stuff coming to light. And so it's a purging. I look at it as a purging. It's a cleansing of our society. It's a cleansing of the ugliness of our culture. It's the cleansing of the abuse that we've done to the earth. Like there's so many earthly things that are happening, fires, floods. And I mean, she's letting us know, pay attention. You've abused me long enough. Let's start taking care of me. Anyway, so today, the inspiration is coming from that, and it's coming from Zoolumination. So we're going to be doing crouching tiger. We're going to be doing the dragon poses. We're going to be doing peacock pose. We're going to be doing flamingo pose, because the flamingos are always a highlight at the Nashville Zoo. And we'll just be bringing this subject kind of throughout the practice. We're even going to end with ray of light. So let's go ahead and begin. And we're actually going to begin in a pose today. And I normally don't do that unless I have an intention for it. And the intention for this one is yin is better when the body is cooler. So instead of getting heated right away, we're going to go right into a couple of yin poses. And these are the dragon poses. So bring yourself to a tabletop position where you're on your hands and knees. And we're going to step the right foot forward and in between the hands. Now, when you step that foot forward and you lunge into that knee, you want your hips to sink. And you can be on fingertips, wrists, or fist. And look to see if your knee can stack wide over the ankle. And since it's yin, we're going to drape our weight, our chest over the knee or shoulder and bow the head. And so just allow your back thigh to get a little heavy. And you're going to feel a pretty deep stretch in that iliopsoas muscle that wraps around the hip, around the groin area. That is a muscle that actually attaches the upper and the lower half of the body together. Now, when you close your eyes, you bow your head, start taking some deep breaths in and out through your nose. You can even practice the Ujjayi Pranayama if you want something to meditate on or to listen to. We're not going to hold it as long as you typically would in a yin class. In fact, just hold it 2 more breaths. And then we're going to stack the hands onto that front thigh. And instead of pulling up through your hips, keep them sagging down and just slowly back your heart up, aligning the head over the shoulders over the hips. And you will get some compression in the low back, so it might be just slightly achy. This is the high flying dragon. Again, we're not going to hold it as long as yin. And if you need to come out a little bit, you can push through the right foot, draw up to the pelvic floor. And then when you have that moment break, you can sink and settle back down into the position. Just hold it 1 more breath. And then we're going to take the hands to the inside of that foot. We're going to heel toe the right foot over to the edge of the mat. Okay, from here you can be on stacked palms or fists. You can also apply blocks under the forearms to get a little lower, or see if it's possible to sink to the forearms. It's not a requirement. Just see if it's available. You're still in the pose no matter what. Now, if you want to go, this is the low flying dragon. If you prefer the winged dragon, this is where we roll to the outer edge of that front foot, so that knee kind of wings away from the shoulder. Now, at this juncture, I want you to explore having a longer out breath. So maybe breathing in to 4 to 5 counts and breathing out to maybe 8 to 10 counts. When you're ready, let's stack back onto the hands. Stack back onto the sole of the right foot, heel to it, back over. So now you're framing that foot with your hands. Good. Send your hips back. Slide your right foot back to table. All right, inhale. Let's step that left foot through. Once you have that knee aligned over the ankle, just drape your weight over the knee. Bow your head. Close your eyes. And form that relationship with your breath. Notice if you're holding tension in your mouth or jaw. Maybe you're furrowing your brow. Sometimes when we feel some intensity, it shows up in the face. Maybe even noticing the difference of the sensation between one hip and the other. Where are you holding or carrying more? Couple more breaths here. So on your next inhale, let's go ahead and bring the hands to the knee. Let's slowly shift back with our trunk, aligning the vertebrae. This does require a little balance as well. So anchor your back, shin, and foot, and really anchor down to the mount of the big toe. That's usually what wants to peel off the floor, but that can stabilize the knee and activate the inner quad. And if you need to back away, that's okay. Back out if you need to, and then seat back in when you're ready. Last breath here, high dragon. And then on the exhale, we'll plop the hands down. We'll toe that left foot over to the edge. Hands, fists, or forearms. Yogi's choice. Maybe you enjoy being right here. Maybe you prefer the winged dragon, which is winging the knee away from your side body. Slow, deep breathing, and maybe going back to emphasize your out breath. The out breaths can ground us, but they can also provide a release. If you've never been to a yin class, I'm giving you just a little taste of it in the beginning. And the rest of it will be active yoga. But yin really targets the connective tissues, the joints, the ligaments, the fascia. All right, when you're ready, let's slowly begin to stack back onto the hands, straighten out through the arms, heel toe that foot over, take the hands and frame it. Push into your hands to send your hips back, sliding the left foot and the knee, returning to tabletop position. Good from here. Step your hands a baby step more forward of your shoulders. Curl the toes and launch into Adho Mukha Svanasana, your first downward facing dog. In your first downward facing dog position, make sure your hands are shoulder distance apart, fingers stand out, flattening down. Look at the direction of your feet. Make sure there's just about 4 inches in between the big toes. Roll your thighs and power them back. And send all the energy high up into the sacrum. Take one more deep breath. Burning here, calmness begins to radiate within every cell and fiber of my being. Let's travel the feet forward towards the top of the mat. When you bring the feet at the top of the mat, fold in half.
hinging from your hips, just letting your upper body hang like a rag doll. Making sure you feel weight underneath your toes instead of all in your heels. Opening up the hamstrings, warming them up before we start to flow. And affirming here as you hold, nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back from shining the light in the darkness. Now push down to the soles of the feet, sweep the arms to your sides and up into Urdhva Hastasana, where your feet are lodging into the floor, your arms are reaching up towards the heavens above. And then exhale, bring hands home to the heart. Now we'll begin some sun salutations. Oh, watch that blanket. I don't want you to slide on it. I've done that before. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, swan dive forward and down, Uttanasana. In and halfway up. Look out with your eyes. Draw the shoulders back away from the ears. And as you exhale, you're stepping into plank. You're rocking forward and lowering to that low push-up. You can always land your knees first. Inhale, fly up to the heart, up. And as you exhale, roll back over your toes to downward facing dog. From here, I want you to inhale, step your right foot forward and up between your hands. Push down through your back heel. Line your arms up alongside your ears as you rise to warrior one. In warrior one, you want that front knee lunging, facing the center of the foot. Try not to lean your trunk forward. Instead, make sure it's erect over the rim of the pelvis. Breathe. Exhale, fan your arms out. Step back, plank. Exhale, rock forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, lift up, dog. Exhale, curl the toes, pull back through your belly to downward facing dog. Next inhale, left foot's gonna step through between the hands. Back heel's going to step down. Slowly lift your arms. Keep that firm foundation in your feet. Roll your back hip towards the front of the room. Maybe grow a little longer through your side body, through your side traps. And then exhale, hands back down. Step back, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Hold and breathe. Now, this is going to be Yogi's choice, of course. You can meditationally walk forward, you can lunge forward, but if you want to float forward, look forward towards your hands, bend your knees. And then try to hop the feet lightly to the top of the mat, straightening the legs, lifting up, looking out with the eyes. And then exhale, roll down, belly, chest bend. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands up. Second sentence out. Inhale, open up. Embrace the legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. That means we're stepping back and lowering at the same out breath. Then the inhale lifts us, opening the heart. And the exhale draws us back. Be here, breathing. Just the angle here alone can be calming for the mind and nervous system. It doesn't happen automatically. It happens when we're familiar with the pose, once we build up enough strength and stamina to be in the pose. But notice the effect it has. Inhale, right foot steps forward, back heel settles down. Let's come back to warrior one. We're not staying in warrior one though. We're going to take the hands behind the back to clasp. If that's too much for your shoulders, crisscross your arms. Otherwise, open up the center of your chest. Exhale, we're gonna humble the warrior. Get really rooted in your feet as you bow to the inside of the front knee. If your right hip is pushing out towards the edge of your mat, I want you to tuck it in and under. Inhale, use your knuckles to come halfway up. Exhale, release your hands. Spin off the back heel, step back plank. Exhale, rock forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up, down. Exhale, down, up. Hold and breathe. Inhale, left foot steps through. Back heel sweep. Inhale, warrior one. And then we're gonna take the hands behind your back. Lace them up, shoulders draw back. Exhale, hinge. Holding to the inside of the knee, bow the head. Look at the back of your mat. Find something to look at. Make sure that left hip is tucking under. Inhale, use your arms, come halfway up. Exhale, release your hands. Spin off the back heel. Next, vinyasa. You can always skip a vinyasa if you feel like it's too much. Child's pose is always available, and just skipping it and holding down dog is always an option too. Stay with your breath. Your breath is supplying the life force energy that you need to sustain your life, to animate your body. Inhale, look forward towards your hands. You can meditationally walk, lunge, or float. The feet to the top to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, let go. Affirming here, nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back. You're ready to see clearly through shining the light. Inhale, push down to soar up. Exhale, exhale. All right, another one. Add an Spider-Man pose. And we just talked about that today. So we had a great conversation earlier. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Spider-Man was not in Zoolumination now. We're doing that pose to prepare for something deeper that we did see. That's bringing in some inspiration today. All right, inhale, the right foot's gonna step forward. Back heel's gonna settle down. Okay, once you do that, I want you to bring your right hand to the corner of the mat. Send your left hand to the side. Now look at your left foot. I'm gonna actually heel toe my left foot back a little bit so that I can really get a little lower into the pose and feel like I'm working that inner thigh, but you may not need that. Okay, now notice if your right knee is collapsing towards you. If it is, roll it away from you. All right, when you're ready, slowly turn, turn, turn. Right foot point. Take that next vinyasa. Once you roll it on back and create this inverted pose, relax your neck, find something to gaze at. And then inhale, left foot steps through. Back heel lowers. Left hand comes to the inside, right hand comes down the side of the mat. And like this side, I didn't have to reposition my foot. But on the previous side, I did. So just kind of feel in your body, make any adjustments you need, and breathe. Good, one last deep breath. And then slowly turn to the front. Step back, left foot. Exhale, shot. Inhale, slide through it up. Exhale, rock and roll. Next inhale, let's bring the feet to the top of the mat. Yogi's choice, how you'd like to arrive. To Ardha Uttanasana and then fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hands down. All right, we got one more today. Sun's out, that is. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold into self. Inhale, shine your heart forward and out when you lift halfway up. Exhale, take it down the mat and drop and hover if you can. And then let your inhale lift the heart. Exhale, draw back, down dog. All right, this time, the right foot's gonna step forward. The back heel's gonna settle down. We're lifting back up, warrior one. But we're taking the arms behind the back, left arm first, right arm behind that, shoulders slide down away from the ears. Exhale, fold over, but we're gonna hover over the front thigh, gazing down towards the toes. Stay weighted in your back foot, engaged in your back leg. Stay fixated with your eyes and keep the breath rolling. All right, release your hands. Step back, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down. Inhale, left foot steps through, back heel lower. Inhale, come up, warrior one. All right, this time, right arm behind the back. Left arm crosses below. Slide the shoulders down away from the ears. Hinge out over the front thigh. Again, glue that big toe down. Hover. Get the torso parallel to the floor. All right, last vinyasa for now. Release your hands. Step back. Drop it low. Yield it up. Hold it back. So I heard well, I didn't hear the whole report, just a little bit of a report. I'm starting to research the energies for 2023. And the first thing I heard this morning was 2023 is the year for practicing discernment. Now we should always practice discernment, but discernment leads to sovereignty, sovereignty leads to freedom. Look forward towards your hands. Find your way to the top of the mat. Releasing down with your head and heart. Inhale, gathering up all the light you can. And then exhale, reminding yourself you have that same light inside your heart. Close your eyes. Slow down your breath. Slow down your heart. And affirming mentally within. Salutations to the sun, to the awakening light within everyone, and to the dawning of a higher state of consciousness for all beings. Crack the eyelids open. You guys on that side, you can turn. You guys on this side can turn. So you're gonna face each other. And what you're gonna do when you separate your feet, we're actually gonna turn the toes out.
kind of like duck feet. So they're facing the corners of the mat. We're gonna work with Skandasana. You've got to open up the hips of the inner thighs just a little bit more. So lift the arms overhead. You're not gonna be mirroring each other. So don't let the people across from you confuse you. You're gonna circle the arms to the right and lunge that right knee. And then you're gonna sweep the arms across as you bend into the left knee. And then lift through the left side body, cross it overhead, lunge into the right. Skandasana, swoop off to the left. Good, inhale, bring it up. Good, exhale, circle it down and around. All right, now that we're at the top again, or almost, take it to the left. Take it in reverse. It's almost dance-like. Very fluid. All right, once you're at the top after that third one, relax your arms down. Okay, we're gonna go into crouching tiger. So we had those winged tigers at the Zoolumination. So lunge into your right knee and bring your hands down, not near the foot, close, but not all the way over here, okay? So your trunk is extending away from that inner thigh. Yeah, you guys got it. Okay, crouching tiger is when we keep the hands on the floor and then we move to Skandasana to the other side. Good, crouching tiger to the right. Good, crouching tiger to the left. Was that twice? I want to do it 3 times. Thank you. We'll do it one more. Good. Now, turn the feet to be parallel. When you bring your hands through center, stack them onto your hips or legs and come up to stand. All right, turn your foot that's closer to the front of the room to face the top of the mat, and then you can step up. Okay, so this pose we're gonna do is hard. It's birds of paradise, but you'll also see at the illumination, tons of flowers. There may be a birds of paradise in there somewhere, I'm not sure, but that's what we're going into, birds of paradise. It's not easy, okay? We're gonna do it in stages. Let me show you the stages and I'll instruct the stages. So the first stage is squat. Then we lift the tailbone, hooking the arm under, and take the other arm around. This can be all you do today, okay? You don't have to do any more because already this is awkward. And then the arm that's binding the leg, we're gonna stay put. But do you see how I heel toe this foot over? And then I lift the heel of this foot where my arm is bound, root through that leg to come up.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Sure.
And maybe you don't have to straighten the leg, and I'm not perfect with it. Because I can't fully straighten my leg, and if you notice, I'm kind of bent over a little bit. I can't fully get good posture. So even I can't perfect it after doing yoga for 20 years. So just do the small stages and steps. See where it takes you, have fun with it. It's just yoga. Separate your feet. Hands are hands and squats. I shouldn't say it's just yoga because the big yoga is really, really important. This is the minor. I see asanas as the minor yoga. It's not really the mental piece. The mental piece is the big yoga. All right, lift the sits bones up. Wrap that right arm under and the left hand around. The hands don't even have to touch, by the way. And then stay there if you need to, or heel toe the left foot over. And then lift the right heel, stack on the big toe. Maybe this is all you do today. Maybe you can bring the leg with you.
Oh, heck no.
Maybe you can straighten up. I can't straighten up. Maybe you can lift the right foot. Good. And whenever you need to come out, you're kind of coming out the same way. That's it. Yeah. I know it's a lot. But it's fun. Okay, squat again. So my boyfriend made a joke the other day. He only goes with me yoga on Sunday mornings. And then I bring the same class to the studio on Monday mornings. And he was like, so what are we talking about today? I said, Zoolumination. He thought I said elimination. And I'm like, so since he brought that up, if you have your inner plumbing clogged, this is the pose to help. This helps with constipation. Just so you know. All right, inhale, lift the sits bones up. Take your left arm hook under, your right arm behind. Maybe that's where you complete the pose. Maybe you heel toe the right foot over. Maybe you can lift the left heel and come to the tippy toe. Maybe you can reach the right leg and rise and balloon. Oh my God. It's good to laugh at yourself. And this is one of those things where it's like, huh? And then you can practice at home. Yes! Renee, that's awesome! All right. Okay. Okay. I didn't come out very gracefully, but we're out. Let's breathe, because that's a lot. I brought up the chair because the next pose I'm gonna do in gentle, but I'm gonna have them use a chair. And we have a few in the back hallway, if you ever want to use one. And if you want to test it out, I'll hand it to you afterwards. Flamingo. Flamingo's kind of hard. The balancer folks. So let me just go ahead and show you. When we do this, it's Padangusthasana A modified. When we do this, it's Padangusthasana C. All right, and then you can also have the legs straight, but you know, here's the more gentle version of it. Flamingo is similar, but it has a bind of the arm. Very similar to what we just did in Birds of Paradise. So if your balance is really off today, feel free to use the chair, okay? Because this is what it looks like. We're binding the arm and hinging. Similar, and if you want to just be here today, maybe that's where you are today. And don't worry about the shoulders. Now look at it from the chair perspective. You can step your foot on the chair and create the bind, right? And you're still in the pose. And this is how I'm going to have gentle people do it today, because this will really stabilize them. But medication can throw off our balance. Stress can throw off our balance. Certain things in our diet can throw us off balance. Lack of focus can throw us off balance. So does anybody want to use the chair? It's there if you want it. All right, we're gonna go for it. So let me just instruct those that want to be super gentle. You're gonna stand on your left leg. You're gonna tuck your right knee in, and you're gonna hinge over, trying to get more parallel to the floor. If you want to do the bind, you kind of lean that knee out of the way so that you can hook the arm. And then you're fixating your eyes again on one placement. Good. That's it, Danielle. That's it, Mary. Nice. Okay. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Great. Nice. All right, you can come down. How was the balance? Wobbly? Yeah. It's okay if it's a little wobbly. Sometimes even walls that are lighter in paint can throw you off, because I've discovered that in the studio. I can't look at that wall, like all kinds of swirly stuff starts to happen. All right, right leg stacks. And then again, you can hold the knee, tuck it in and fold. Or you can try to create the bond. So think about flamingos and how they stand on one leg. They tuck one leg in under their feathers, and they even tuck their beak down into their feathers and sleep this way. Yeah, it's crazy. I love everybody's own expression. Fantastic. Beautiful. There's beauty in variety. All right, we're gonna bring it back to the floor. I'm not sure if you wanna continue with that. You're good. All right, me too. That's a prayer. We'll do a flow to the floor. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, release. In and create more extension through the spine. And then exhale, step it to downward facing dog. So when you fly the hips up to downward facing dog, you can do one of a couple things. You can either just drop to the knees, come down to your seat with your legs in front, or you can look forward towards your hands, bend the knees, crisscross the ankles, and sit. You can do it either way. And then legs are straightened out. So we're getting a lot of shoulder work in today, sneakily. So we thought it was all hips, and all of a sudden it's shoulders, and we're not done with the shoulders. So we're gonna bend the right knee. And we're gonna, is your daddy showing up in your hips? I'm thinking about you right now, like, if that's where you need to be, stay there for a week. Yeah, be there. You need to flush it out. All right, the right foot plants, a little space in between your foot and your inner thighs. I love that you're perceptive enough to notice. Right arm's gonna reach out in front. You're gonna turn your thumb down and then keep winding and winding and winding and rolling and twisting the arm until it wraps in front of the knee. Yeah, it may not be perfect. It's okay if it's not. Left arm reaches out and then swim that hand behind that. And then you're attempting to hinge over, shine your heart towards your front foot and look out in that direction. This is the ray of light pose. It's really Marichyasana, but Marichi means ray of light. He was one of the first, I thought there were 7 sages, but I recently read there were 10. And then inhale, slowly come up. Step that right foot over. By the way, I know you're just coming back to yoga, so you may need to etch this spot if your muscles are sore.
Yes.
It really, really helps. Okay, left arm pokes around the knee. Pull up to your chest. You got it. And then right hand stacks behind your back. And rotate yourself. Now, I want you to think of a person that you know in your life, or maybe that you've heard of. Make it more personal. That's going through some challenges or difficulty. Who needs more light and love sent their direction. My sister that I've told you about, who's been dealing with breast cancer this year, she finally gets through all the major treatments. And she got cleared to exercise. She went to an exercise class where it's on machines and it was up too high. She fell and broke her arm. Oh, please, right? No. I mean, it's like 2022 is just not for you. Oh. So for me, I'm sending it to her. But we all have stories like that in our circle. So close your eyes. I want you to think of that person or family. And send your light from your heart, from your soul, and surround them with a bubble of light. And affirm, I radiate my love, my goodwill, and compassion to you and your family. Exhale. All right. Right. Then the left. Take the left arm to the inside as you shoot forward. And then we bind the arm. And it really does require an internal rotation. Yeah, to hook it. And that foot may want to roll out, so send the toes back up. Right arm behind the back. Radiate the heart forward, look out towards your toes, the body around your feet. Ray of light.
strong. Up. Step the foot over. This is the sage twist. It's also called Marityasana, so it's another ray of light pose. Once you hook your arm, lift your chest, lift out of your low back. Circle the left hand to the floor behind you and rotate yourself around. And then if you want to personalize that affirmation again towards the same person and family, you can. But if you want to send it more globally, then recite internally and silently, irradiate my love, goodwill, and compassion to soul friends everywhere. And then exhale slowly, unwind from that twist. All right, just bring it down. I want to go to my back. Let's go to the back and tuck the knees in. Let's open the arms wide and let the knees roll left. A simple supine twist. Now bring your left hand to your belly. Turn your head over the right shoulder. Let your belly fill up as you breathe in. Allow it to empty as you breathe out. Inhale, rotate your head to center. Release your left hand. Tuck the knees back in toward your chest and roll them to the right. The twist may appear differently on each side, dependent on where life is showing up in your body, where life has deposited stress, tension, worry, or anxiety within. And that's what we're trying to wash out and away. So now bring your right hand to your belly. Turn your head over the left shoulder. Filling up and emptying. Let's release the right hand, turn the head to neutral, draw the knees to center, but flatten the feet to the floor. Cross your left ankle over the right knee. Pick up your right foot, bridge your hands behind your right thigh and hug in. Now, if it's too much to grab the back of your thigh, you can leave it out. Your arms don't even have to be included. Stay grounded on your sacrum. Exhale, release. Stamp the left foot back to the floor. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Maybe this is where you need to stay. Maybe you can lift the left foot. And then you can determine if you want to use your hands or not. Now that we have catered the whole body with this bigger flow. Let's prepare for our Shavasana, our relaxation. So if you sprawl along, legs out in front of you, and if it doesn't feel good to your lower back, you may want a bolster under your knees. You may want to bend the knees. Your hands can rest away from you or on top of you. I'm going to play a certain song, once I find it, for Shavasana, that I'd like you to listen to. And it's by India Ari. And it's called I Am Light. So I want you to really listen to the words, okay? This is what you're meditating on today. The words, the lyrics. I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the things one that we did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any other things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my weakness. My soul inside. Oh, I am light. I am light. I am divinity. I am the God on the inside. I am the star, a piece of it all. I
Now, I want you to imagine that you have become illuminated from the inside. Your body is holding light. Your heart is radiating light. And your mind is becoming more enlightened every day. We are. Take the time to deepen the flow of your breath. Begin to slowly exit the pose that you chose. Maybe tucking the knees in, rocking first. Maybe rolling into the side fetal position after that. Cautiously, slowly, coming up for a more formal seat. And as you're sitting up, close your eyes. Consider how just one star can illuminate the entire sky. Even when the earth rotates, sun sets, the reflection of the sun bounces off the moon. We are meant to be expressions of the great creator, the divine itself. It's up to us to reflect that light, to be that light, to embrace it. Especially during these darkened days, winter. Place your hands together now to prayer position. Shanti, shanti, shanti.
Thank you.
Be interactive, and I like it when people speak up and laugh and stuff too, so it makes it fun. I love. Oh, isn't she wonderful?
I saw her in the concert.
Oh,
Years
wow.
ago. It was-
I saw her at the Ryman. But what was it? It was, it wasn't just her though.